Well, some breaking news, and can't really say I'm too surprised, but it doesn't take away the fact that this is pretty upsetting. So let's just get into it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Uch, and if you're new to the channel, please obviously leave a like, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. We do a lot of video game content, and especially with any kind of breaking news and discussions is something that I am also taking part of. The latest and greatest, I don't really would consider this the greatest news, but this is actually some EVO related news. If you're a fighting game enthusiast like myself, then of course you may be already familiar with EVO, but if you're not, EVO is one of, and if not, the biggest fighting game event of the year. It's pretty much the WrestleMania of fighting game tournaments that features games such as Street Fighter, Tekken, and Super Smash Brothers. But this year doesn't seem like we're going to have that happen. So this is actually coming from EVO's Twitter directly with a message, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and then of course I'll give you guys my thoughts after. Please join us March 8th at 5 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/EVO for the EVO 2022 announcement show. While we're thankful for all the amazing games joining us later this year in Las Vegas, we want to let you know in advance that Super Smash Bros. Will not be making a return appearance. Since 2007, we've seen historic Super Smash Bros. Moments created at EVO's events. We are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue that legacy with us this year. In the future, we hope to once again celebrate the Super Smash Bros. Community alongside them. So it is as simple as the writing on the wall, or in this case, this post. It is completely on Nintendo and pretty much the sole reason why Smash is apparently not returning this year. But there's a few things to note from this post and a few takeaways, and I did have a few conversations with some friends on the side before making this video that actually helped me understand maybe this is kind of like a power play, but we can get into that. First, I want to talk about what the main reason behind them pulling out outside of anything else that I might add on to later on in this discussion. Back on November 18th, Panda Global actually announced that they are partnering with Nintendo America to bring an officially licensed circuit for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Melee in North America. So at this time, more details for this short series of events with cash prizes are coming later. I don't think there has been any news since then. It's now February, about to be March. And I'm sure something like this would obviously come with time, a lot of preparations going into it. And just a first guess, maybe the reason why Nintendo isn't trying to be a part of EVO, you know, the biggest event of the year, is essentially because they're trying to put all their eggs in the Panda Global basket. To a degree, makes sense, because naturally, you know, I guess in business, if you're trying to have all attention and all eyes on your product at a specific location, then yeah, sure, I guess theoretically that does make sense, that you want to just attract all of your smashers to that one event rather than have it, you know, dispersed amongst whatever or wherever. And it does seem like the way it's structured, I mean, we don't really know exactly how this circuit is going to be structured, because circuits usually comprise of multiple events throughout a course of a year or however long the circuit runs for. It would be a no-brainer for EVO to essentially be one of those circuit events, but it does seem like, based off of, if we're to assume that this is the reason why, then maybe EVO wasn't ever intended to be a part of this circuit. And it does sound like this Panda Global circuit will comprise of events outside of, I don't know, events that we might already be familiar with, Combo Breaker, CEO, EVO, I don't know. It's kind of weird, Nintendo. But either way, I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen something like this happen. Let me just remind you guys really quick about years past, there was a charity raising event towards EVO games, and whatever community's game, you know, raised the most money would, you know, get a spot in the games for that year's EVO. And Melee won by a complete crazy amount. And originally Nintendo decided and tried to pull out of that as well, but unfortunately for them, because I'm pretty sure it would have caused them a lot of bad PR, they ended up reversing their own decision, and Melee did end up getting added to EVO, and all was good in the world at that time. It just comes down to a lot of things, especially culturally. I really just feel like Nintendo, being a Japanese company, are very hard set in their ways, and they just don't really want to appeal to visions that may not be their own. And at Nintendo's core, Nintendo is a company that makes video games and other games, and they pretty much make experiences, and they're just trying to continue to do that in a lot of their properties and whatnot that they've, that we've known them to do for all of our lifetimes, pretty much. I mean, they've been around for like over 100 years technically, and this is kind of, what they're all about. Despite what the vast majority might feel like, despite what competitive smashers might feel like, Nintendo has literally always, and their actions show it, always have been about their experiences with their games, about giving you guys casual and family friendly type of content rather than put all of their focus towards competitive. Because I mean, even though they have gotten their feet wet in competitive areas, that's really never been their forte. They are pretty much set on doing things the way they want to do them, and that's just it. Now, the last thing that I do want to bring up, and this is what I was referring to at the beginning of this breaking news discussion, was the idea that this could actually be a power play from EVO. Because if we look at the post, right at the beginning, they pretty much announce the announcement of their upcoming stream, which takes place on March 8th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/EVO. And this is where they're going to unveil the lineup for the games that are supposed to be coming out. The fact that they made an announcement of an announcement just to pretty much tell people on the internet, like, hey, we're gonna have this stream in a few weeks, but I just want to let you guys know that Nintendo's trying to pull that shit again, and they're not trying to be a part of this again. Maybe as a way to rile up the fans and the players across Twitter and all of social media and whatnot, because the one thing that Nintendo seemingly does not like, despite sticking to their guns, is bad PR. So I feel like if people are loud enough and maybe constructive enough, obviously, because I like to definitely be as constructive as possible, despite how I might naturally feel, because it's pretty infuriating. I will say that this is pretty smart on them to see if between now and then, maybe Nintendo could change their mind and then Smash does eventually get added, or kind of going along with what I was maybe alluding to with the idea that the original Panda circuit may not have included EVO. Maybe EVO will be a part of that in some capacity as one of the circuited events. But again, we don't even know exactly how long or what the details for that circuit will be coming forward or going forward. So those are basically all of what's been happening. This has been like a breaking news video. Those are my thoughts. I really do hope that things do turn around, because honestly, for EVO to not have Smash, not just, for their own pockets, because let's face it, they're definitely losing out on a lot of money if they're not having Melee and Ultimate at this event. Even if that makes room for Multiverses or Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, whatever other platform fighter that may take its place, it's not going to do anywhere near the amount of numbers that Smash Brothers has done. I think that all in all, it is pretty depressing and pretty sad that even in 2022, Nintendo is still the same way, and they're not going to change. Hopefully, this does cause enough buzz and people do change Nintendo's mind, and they come out and they pretty much share how this is pretty dumb and you guys really shouldn't do this, and Smash should just always be a part of EVO as a mainstay without any kind of worry or anything like that. So it's been your boy Uch. Like, share the video as well. Let's keep talking about this. Hopefully, like I said, they're changing their mind. What do you guys think about all of these things, and what games do you hope to see at EVO this year? With any other further news or anything that does come out, I definitely will be covering that. So make sure you guys are subscribed and hit the bell for the notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one.